Um, excuse me. So yesterday was my first day at this new job I'm at, and the shit was cool, whatever. They had me being shadowed by this female, um, and she got on my fucking nerves from top to bottom. I've been around the block, so I know um, the approach that most jobs take, and that's to, get you trained up with somebody that's, you know, typically good at what they do, good at the job, efficient, fast, all of that. But majority of the time, those kind of people, they can be annoying because they can overdo their job. They can take their job too serious. These are most of the time, these are the type of people, these are the characteristics that they have, the traits that they have, like, just doing too much. And I got that from her early on. She was like a Spanish lady, and I got a history with working with Spanish people. I fucking hate it. And it's not toward them in general. It's more so that, when you with somebody and you riding along with somebody, or you in the same vehicle with somebody throughout the day, you don't want to experience that language barrier. You don't want to hear them, because they could be talking about you. You know what I mean? They could be doing anything. They could be saying anything. Not that it matters, but it's still annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in fucking America. Like, I don't want to hear you talking that shit on the phone. You could be saying some shit about me. You could be saying some crazier shit. Like, I have no idea. So I always had an issue with working with Spanish people, because I feel like they use that as an advantage over American people. But you here in America, but you using that because we don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So that was like annoying. And then, like, she was just, you can tell, man, like, she was just one of them overachievers for nothing. They don't pay you any more than what you get paid. You know what I mean? I'm sure you're not getting a bunch of incentives, like. And again, me going back out here to work, I have a different perspective on things. You know what I mean? Like, a year away from that shit, and I wasn't just away from work, just being away from work. I was away from work, getting myself together and figuring me out. So, a lot of things about that world of working a 9 to 5 and everything, it's like, I see it differently. You know what I'm saying? And I see it for what it's worth. I see it for what it truly is. And so all of that shit turned me off. I'm like, oh my God, like, lady, you doing the most. Like, relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because, if you doing a bunch of other extra shit, like, they not paying you no more than what they gonna pay you. And then on top of that, it was like, I hate a motherfucker, and I talked about this in a previous video, I hate a motherfucker that be talking to you like you've been doing that job for a long time, for years and years and years. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally yesterday was my first day, and outside of it being my first day, I never drove no step van, or, you know what I mean? Like, I never drove no oversized van before in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all of that shit just was taking me time to get acclimated with. And it was like she was talking to me and directed me like I've been there before, like I did it before. And I was just like, man, this bitch is getting on my fucking nerves. But aside from that, I wanted to speak to towards the end of the shift, towards the end of the route, she started acting weird, like slamming her phone and shit like that, and like, she was real distracted. Like, even when I was talking to her, like, this bitch just didn't hear me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this, do this, go over here, just go. She had to like snap out of it. So come to find out, she said she had a issue. Um, she started like a fake Snapchat page, right? And like sent her husband a request or inboxed him or some shit, and he didn't take the bait right away. It was like weeks and months, I guess, that went by. And I guess he live in Florida and she live in Philly right now. And she was going to visit him on Wednesday, down in Florida or whatever. And she said it's so crazy that he had finally responded to the inbox, or to the whatever. He responded to it. And I guess she called him after, like, they was going back and forth, and she said send me a picture and all that. He did all that. He took the bait. And so she called him and she got on that Spanish shit. Maricon, all this crazy shit. I'm like, oh shit, she snapping the fuck out, right? And she driving. I'm like, oh my God, this bitch gonna kill me and her. So she guess she get off the phone with him. So she tell me like, don't you know this motherfucker said he knew it was me the whole time? I'm like, and I ain't throwing shade. I don't know that nigga. I ain't throwing shade, but I had to keep it real. Like, if a nigga know that his woman is setting him up, any nigga know that's your time to shine. Like, that's your time to, perform. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, if you know that's her, even if you a dog ass nigga or you a cheating ass nigga, you supposed to, nah, I love my girl, I love my wife, I'm tooken, thank you but no thank you. Like, you supposed to show off in that moment. So for that nigga to say he knew it was you, but he was still going along with it, that's bullshit, right? So I was telling her that, like, I was explaining to her, and she was like, because that's how the conversation started. She got back in the van, like, don't ever trust a woman. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? That was just some random shit. But then we got into the conversation, and I told her, I was like, yo, I'm on like a journey myself, and like, what I'm learning as a man, not being biased because I am a man, but men move off of ego and pride. You know what I'm saying? Even how she was saying he insecure, he controlling her, and the nigga got mad because he heard me in the background while she was training me. Like, he got mad at her, like, who that? You know what I mean? I hear a man voice, like, you know what I mean? She said that he make her, them Spanish people, they different anyway, but he make her stay on the phone her whole shift. So, like, while she worked the whole day, he got to be in her AirPod. So, I've been there. I've been insecure like that before, like, you know what I mean? But I was telling her, like, I salute women where I'm at now in my life mentally, you know what I'm saying? The space I'm in, I salute a lot of women, because a lot of women put up with that. Men, they don't got to put up with that as much. Like, ain't no way a woman gonna tell a nigga. I mean, some guys go for it, because, they might not have a value, you know what I mean, or understand their value, but most women comply to men's demands, you know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, like, and I'm learning that because I was the same way. Like, if it, who that nigga, or why that nigga, who that in the background, or, yo, text me, or, like, I mean, just insecure shit. So on top of him being insecure, I was like, yo, that nigga not, he's not whole. You see what I'm saying? I was trying to explain that to her, like, and again, speaking from a man's, I'm a man myself. I'm gonna be honest. 99% of the men out here are not satisfied with themselves. Their cups are empty. They're not full. They're not whole. They're not sturdy in who they are. You see what I'm saying? You got to be happy first with you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these men, they don't have that. So what they do is, and I'm learning that, not particularly the cheating thing, but just I'm learning to just be whole first individually, because a lot of men, they be so like incomplete, and just not happy themselves, that they can never be that for somebody else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if a nigga is damaged or is whatever, he gonna be that in a relationship too. You see what I'm saying? So And a lot of guys lack discipline. You know what I'm saying? That was a big one I was talking about with her. Like, yo, a lot of 99% of men don't have no discipline. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no morals and principles. So that's why it's easy to put titties or put ass in front of a nigga and he gonna bite. Like, and that's what happened. You know what I mean? Like, she like, oh, he got a type. He like blind, and I was blind when I first met him and had my hair cut short and da-da-da-da-da. Like, yeah, that's cool and all that, but you just dealing with a nigga without discipline. You dealing with a nigga that's not okay by himself. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of niggas, they gotta cheat, bro. You know what I mean? They gotta be with multiple women because they lacking something. They incomplete somewhere. You know what I mean? And so they try to like fill that void with women and fucking and all that kind of shit. So yeah, it was just like, I was like, oh yeah, I need to talk, make a video and shit about this, because it was interesting, you know what I mean? Like, even talking to another woman now, I was just like, damn, that's crazy. She like, yeah, like, men ain't shit. I'm like, no, it ain't, and a lot of men get bad reps. It ain't all men, it's majority, but it ain't all men. Because she talked about her kid's father. She was like, yeah, one thing I could say, he loyal to a fault. Like, he got disciplined, like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, he a disciplined nigga. Like, he a disciplined man. He ain't tripping about that. Like, once you gain discipline, like I speak about in videos with semen retention and all those kind of things, you're going to be able to catapult over all of the like distractions and all of the low hanging fruit. You see what I'm saying? Like, most niggas is caught up in chasing that. You know what I mean? Because they have no discipline, bro. If you are a man with no discipline, bro, you gonna crash out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's too much. It's too much. And I even said that, like, yo, it kind of ain't even all the way his fault, because we got so many, it's so much, so many distractions, so much temptation. She's like, no, it's his fault. Like, you speaking from an emotional place right now. Like, if you really think about all of the options that we have, all of the temptation from the time you pop your phone open, like, it's just so much. You know what I mean? You could be with a great person and not realize it, because there's so much other shit out here. You know what I'm saying? Your eyes is wandering nonstop. So I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, bitch, you got on my nerves, and I really don't care about you getting cheated on, but I'ma listen. You know what I'm saying? And then something came out of that, you know. But I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, it just took it off of her and just made me think about other shit, like what I've been saying and what I've been experiencing and feeling. Like, men need to they don't need to do shit, but it's important for women to date men that's disciplined. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really trying to bark at everything he see. Like, and that's the majority of the men. Like, a man can treat you right, provide, pay the bills, take care of everything, but he gonna cheat on you. And that's just the sad reality of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she spoke about a situation where one of her guy friends, she asked him, like, yo, bro, why do you cheat on your wife so much? Like, he like, that's my number one. Like, that's my baby. Like, we went through everything together, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's home team. But every now and then I need something different. And that's really, and I say, oh shit, that's crazy. That's really the thought process with niggas, with men, with the male species. Like, nigga can have a perfect woman at home, but he gonna go cheat. You know what I'm saying? He it's just inevitable. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the game. It's a dirty game. It's a cold game. And I'm understanding that, like, just different things that I'm learning. But it's like, yeah, it's real. Like, if you're gonna do all that, you might as well be single. But people need something to attach to, something to make them feel, cuddled or loved, or, you know what I'm saying, a place to feel safe or used to. You know what I'm saying? But bro, it ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? At this day and age, I know the dating pool fucked up, but like, overall, it's like, it just really ain't worth it. You know what I mean? Like, when you think about it, like, that's why you gotta find somebody that's already healed, bro. Men and women. Like, you gotta find somebody that's healed. And that's, yeah, because other than that, it's gonna be a lot of buffoonery and fuckery. You know what I'm saying? So